This is Rick. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that happened recently. I received a comic book, a message from a customer, and I consider a friend. He sent me some books to clean in the past, and I don't really do that now. And he said, "Look, I got something at my grail I've been looking for a long time. I picked up Incredible Hulk 181. I won't even bother asking you to clean and press it for me. Could you please take a look, see what you think?" And I said, "Sure." In fact, I said, "You know what? This is a big deal for you. I do these all the time, but it's a super big deal for you, so I'll do it for free. Send it on in to me, and I'll send it to CGC for you." He said, "Oh, thanks, brother, so much." He sends me the book. I was late in picking it up. I remiss. I didn't get it for a long time, but I got it, and it's fake. It wasn't a real book, and my heart breaks for this person. It really does. I'm sending it back to him now. It was hard for me to tell him, but I think as a public service announcement, it'd be nice to, review how to spot a fake book and what it looks like. It's this book right here. It's this Hulk 181. It's a good fake. It's not quite like regular printer paper. It's been distressed. It's been sort of aged. The staples are rusty. It does have the marble value stamp in it. I mean, first inspection, I think even if you were looking at this, I think that has Sheena in this one, right? Is the value stamp. I can find it. Yeah, here it is. So it's got the stamp. So the things you would look for are there. The staples are rusty. The paper's flexible. It doesn't smell anything like a comic book, but I did ask my good friend Russ with Mill Geek Comics to take a look at it for me and tell me what his opinion was. And I'll share that video with you, and please, be on the lookout for these kind of things in the future. I've been hearing more and more stories about it, especially with these big keys. And a common way that these are sort of sold is that somebody will put a bunch of comics in some sort of an ad on, I don't know, Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or something, and say comics for sale, and they'll sort of slip that one cover in I'm not saying this would happen in this case, but they'll slip that one cover of that one big key in a batch and get somebody's attention, and that person might say, "Oh, I know that book. This person doesn't know any better, right? And I think I'll get him. I'll get a good deal out of this." And it's actually going the other way around, right? So because they know it, they know the whole deal, what's going on, and that's a common trick that's been played a few times. It hasn't happened to me, but I've heard about it. So I just wanted you guys to be aware and enjoy this message from Russ. He's basically Russ is this comic sensei. He's an expert. He's been a subject expert witness in court cases. He's an overstreet advisor. You can see him on Comic Tom's channel. He knows his stuff. So enjoy the video. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, this is Russ Bright from Mill Geek Comics, and Russ is going to review this comic for us.
All right, so it's a fantastic photocopy. Like, it really, really is. I mean, this is the type of thing that if it was up on the wall and it was in a sleeve or a top loader or, far enough away more than arm's length, this would fool a lot of people. But the instant you have it in your hands, you can tell that the cover is too glossy. The white is not the right white. And you can even look, you can kind of see, like, in there, it's almost like there's a color, like a dirt or something that's in there, or even on the back, you can see the difference between the white and that. It doesn't look like there's dirt that can be cleaned. It looks like it's a copy of dirt. The outside is too slick. The paper is very clearly not the right cover paper. Even this, you've got a weird ink transfer, which again, I think if I rub it too much, you get it to come off. They did a good job on trying to make the paper, the pulpy old paper, but it still just kind of looks like they photocopied a bunch of this. We were even looking at this where, we even had points, here we go. Like, you can see there's that like white powdery type stuff. Like something had been coming off the page in the spine.
Kind of aging material or something.
Right, like they were trying to put some baking soda or some baking powder or something to make it look older or feel older. Rick pointed out to me, and this is actually very true, the staples are rusty, but the book is not. So it's like they intentionally went in and rusted the staples but couldn't get the book, because normally when you get like a book that has rust on it, you'll get this halo of rust because it just hits the papers.
And they smelled like vinegar too.
Oh, that's right. There was definitely a smell, but yeah, even here you can tell that it's like they maybe rubbed the pages, or whether that's the ink. But yeah, you can tell that there's, you know, even a little bit of a residue here. This,
Look how white that is too. That back interior
right?
page.
Yeah, a comic from this era should not look this color. I mean, that's kind of the thing, you know. If you've got something to compare it to, there we go. Even this, which hasn't been bleached, you can just kind of tell that
Yeah.
the color on all of these pages, they're going to have a cream color. Even if someone says white off white, the pages are going to be creamy, and the ink is going to be on the page. Again, someone went to a lot of trouble to make this happen. And it's unfortunate. A lot of times, if it's too good to be true, it is.
What would CGC or somebody say if you submitted this to them? Would they just return it, or would they go ahead and grade it and say fake book?
Oh no, they'd return it. They would contact you and say, "Hey, are you aware of the fact that the book that you just submitted is counterfeit?"
It's a tough conversation.
Right? It is. It very much is. I mean, they won't take the money on it, and they're not going to slab a book that's fake, because the problem is if they slab a book that's fake, someone could pass it off to someone else. I mean, a few years ago, we had there was I think a 1999 reprint from Germany that was a very good reprint of Hulk 181, and there were people selling them on eBay as originals, and a couple people bought them for multiple thousands of dollars until they realized it was a more recent reprint. I don't know. This is tough.
Do you have any tips for people who, when they're shopping, what to look for, maybe?
So, in person, obviously look at the book, but especially if you're doing it online, ask for more pictures. Ask for more pictures. Ask for as many pictures as you can. Get the front, get the middle, get the back. If it's a legitimate seller, they're not going to balk at it. I've had people contact me and they're like, "Hey, here's the 3 fuzzy photos I got of this book." And I'm like, ask the seller to email me directly. I'm a legitimate store, and I will tell you whether or not it's fake. And when that person comes back to me and goes, "Oh, the seller doesn't want to email you," I'm like, cool, because now we know the book's fake, right?
Yeah, totally.
You have to do as much due diligence on this as possible. It's very clear that the guy that had this knew that he had a fake, and he was trying to pass it off, and it is unfortunate. This is the number one reason that I do nothing on Facebook Marketplace. I do not trust Facebook Marketplace. I don't trust the people on Facebook Marketplace, and it is too easy for people to hide and be unscrupulous. The really scary thing in this industry is that there is a very, very clear line between the completely and totally honest people that you want to work with and the people that are just in it to make a quick buck. And it's very unfortunate that you have to make a mistake or two before you realize who you can trust.
Yeah, it sucks the energy out of the whole situation for me. Anyway.
It really, really does. I know people that have quit collecting because of it, because they got ripped off a couple times, you know.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Russ. I really appreciate your help.
Absolutely. Thanks for bringing this by. It's always interesting to see what people are trying to do to pull one over on an innocent person. So I'm really, really sorry about this. This is unfortunate.
Yep, it's lots of assholes and angels in this industry.
That absolutely are.
Thanks, Russ. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Rick.